So first, guys, before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, show support because I suffered a lot to make this video for you guys. But anyway, through trial and error to learn these techniques. So with that said, guys, let's get into it. Most guys have no idea how to properly escalate on a date and make the interaction man to woman without some kind of awkward, weird, strange vibes going on. I have my friend Jojo here, and I'm gonna show you guys how to appropriately touch without being creepy or coming off as you're socially uncalibrated. Because believe it or not, guys, women are very receptive, and if you touch her incorrectly or you do it at a bad time, it's gonna say a lot about you in a negative light. Women don't wanna have to feel like they should have to tell you what to do or how to do it. You're the man, you're the leader, you need to figure this out and do it in a way that is smooth and anyway. So we'll start with a couple of things that you can do on a date. And basically, you guys gotta understand when you're escalating with touch, it's gotta start small and then work your way up. It's a compliance ladder. And every time you escalate physically, right, it's gotta be congruent with what you did prior to that. So for example, I'm not gonna just come in like, hey Jojo, make out me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just strange, you know, that's gonna be weird. You gotta like build up to it. You know, maybe touch her on the shoulder first, touch her by the hair, whatever it may be. So it's gotta be a nice incremental increase in escalation, okay? It's never gonna be like, surprise, you know, you don't wanna ever do that. We're gonna get into some of the techniques, guys, of what you can do to work your way up from low to high. Number one, so when I first meet a girl, what I do is I shake her hand, right? So I will say, hi, my name is Myron, nice to meet you. You're almost as cute as me, right? And see, actually Jojo has a firm handshake. So I'll make a joke about this and I'll say, are you an assassin or something like that, right? Like, are you here to murder me or something? And then she firms it up a little bit and then I'll make another joke like, oh man, you're hurting me, oh my God. And then what you could do is you can hold on to it, right? And you could put your hand on top. And if she holds your hand as you're holding hers and you're looking her in the eye and you're communicating, right? You maybe smile, whatever it may be, let her know that this is a light interaction and she holds onto your hand. That's a good sign that she probably is at least single, okay? And available. From this point forward, don't it up, okay? This is a good way to break the ice and kind of see if she's available. Because a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll come in and they'll give her like a weak handshake, like, hey, how are you? Or like grab her by the wrist or grab her by the forearm or like make it like it's like a Marvel movie, brother. And they'll do this, you know, like it's just weird, dude. Like, don't do that. You know, don't go in there doing some, hey, you want to exchange blood and become blood brothers? Like, don't do anything weird like that, guys. Just a simple handshake. I'll show you guys one of my lines, okay? You guys can feel free to steal this. And if you fail, crash and burn, don't blame me. Unplugged Fitness takes no liability for this. Do it at your own risk. So I'll come in, I'll be like, hi, you're almost as cute as me. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Jojo.
Wow, you got a firm handshake there, Jojo. Are you like an assassin or something? Trying to kill me?
Maybe.
Oh my God. Yeah, and she tightens it. Don't try to emasculate me, woman. No, I'm just kidding. But you guys get the point, right? So nice, lighthearted conversation, smile on your face, not too serious. You're being human, okay? Don't be a robot like, hey, nice to meet you. My name is Tom. Like, it's gotta be nice and fluid, okay, guys? So number two, okay? So when you're on a date with the girl, you know, the crazy jitters are gone, all right? You guys have talked a little bit, introduced each other, whatever it may be. When you guys are maybe walking to the venue or talking or whatever it may be, even if she doesn't need the fix, I'll do it anyway. But like, hey, you have something on your shirt, and I'll like kind of like fix it for her. And what that does is, it's what I call like, it's a gauge test, okay? And you're basically seeing how receptive she is to you touching her. Now, if she goes like, whoa, what are you doing, bro? Like, then you probably know, okay, I need to build a little bit more attraction, build a little bit more value before I do that again. But if she lets you fix it, good. That's a good sign that she at least is okay with you doing that. And on top of that, it shows a sign of care that you're actually like, hey, I don't want you to look crazy, especially when you're out with me or anything like that. It's a good way to gauge interest level as well. So it's a nice, honest way to touch her without being weird, okay? So if she lets you touch her clothes, then you can move up a little bit. And what I'll do is, even if she has nothing on her hair, because you know, obviously Jojo's hair looks great right now, but I'll lie and be like, hey, you got something in your hair, and I'll go like this, okay? And if she lets you do it, that's another good sign. And again, you're slowly escalating up in a non-creepy way, and you're actually doing it from kind of like a standpoint where you care, right? You don't want her to look crazy. Women care a lot about the way they look. There's a reason why the makeup industry will never go out of business and the hair industry will never go out of business. When you show care in her appearance, and hey, you got something in your hair, it's a good sign. And if she lets you do it. Another thing too is that it's kind of like a subtle demonstration of higher value, because what you're also inferring is that like, hey, I can't have you looking crazy when you're next to me. I want you to look your best as well. So it works both ways. This is something that I like to do as well, guys. So when you're out with your girl or your date or whatever it may be, let's say you guys are about to cross the street, okay? What you should do is you should put your hand in front of her like this and then look left and right, like your mom taught you back in the day. And what this does is it signifies the protector instinct, okay? And women are attracted to guys that can lead and also protect. Despite what, politically correct people want to say, men are physically superior to women, and women do find it attractive when you're able to display a very masculine trait of leading her and making sure that she's okay. Because let me tell you this, if you're a crazy axe murderer, you're not gonna go like this and be like, hey, let me check and make sure that, the street is clear, you know what I mean? So like, that's also gonna dispel any type of worry she has about you being a whack job, killing her in a dark alley somewhere, because that's every girl's fear, right? I guess so. Okay. JoJo's a trader, so she's losing money is more of a fear for her. So.
Definitely.
It's a way for you to deal with the safety objection without having to say a word. Okay, guys? Doing that. So building upon number 4 with putting your hand like this in front of her when you're about to cross the street or, do anything else where you might hit some vehicle traffic. The next thing to do is walk in front of her. Okay, guys? And the reason why you do this is because it displays leadership. So when you're walking in front of her and you've already escalated, you've touched her, maybe helped her fix her clothes, touched her hair, she's following you, she's deferring to your authority, then when you're walking in front of her, grab her by the hand, hey, let's go, right? And you just do the nice little lace right here and you just drag her. No, I'm just kidding, don't do that. don't do that, guys. But you walk in front of her and you hold her by the hand, and this is also a good sign of leadership and a little bit of a slight bit of intimacy, you know what I'm saying, and it trust as well, because she's basically, when she gives you her hand and lets you walk in front of her, she's basically deferring to your authority, okay? And it's a very attractive masculine trait. And despite what people want to say, women want a guy that's strong that they can follow behind. They want to just show up to the date and be pretty. You be the man. Don't be a dork. Don't be soft. Don't be, oh, where should we go? No, make a decision and stick by it, all right? Number 6. So obviously, we've been building a little bit of rapport. I'll fix her hair, her clothes, walking around, leading her. There might become a time in the date, guys, where guys might disagree on something. And, for example, me and JoJo argue all the time about trading Forex or investments or whatever it may be. There's a little bit of a disagreement, a little bit of a tip. One way to actually turn it around in your favor and have fun with it, right, is you say, okay, listen, I'm tired of debating you. There's one way to settle this. Give me your hand. You go, boom, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare thumb war. And then you beat her, okay? Cheat, win by any means necessary. Do not let her, I'm just kidding. But the point is, it's a great way to break any tension, right? If you guys break rapport with maybe a slight little tiff or an argument or whatever, it's a great way to get the interaction back in your favor in a playful, fun way. As soon as you say, hey, give me your hand, and you go 1, 2, 3, she's gonna catch on and be like, oh, okay, let's do this. And then, you could do best 2 out of 3, best 3 out of 5, however you wanna do it. And then make some kind of bet. Losers got X, Y, Z, whatever you wanna do. Just don't make it too crazy, because you will not let her win. Do not let her win. So a thumb wrestle is a great way to bring back the interaction in a fun, playful way, and it helps kind of de-stress the situation if you're in a tense situation with your date or female counterpart, whatever it may be. I'm losing count because I'm just giving you guys so much free value here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, okay? Because I had to take so many L's to get this information for you guys, all right? The next one, guys, is let's say your date says something that you like or that you agree with. To build a little bit more rapport, you can be like, hey, high five. And then you just raise it up a little bit more, and then and then she's gonna give you the high five. And if you're taller than her, which I hope you are, don't lie on your Tinder profile and say you're 6 foot and you're really 5'1". But the point is that you say, hey, high five, and then she raises her hand, then you raise it up a little bit more. Play with her. It's a compliance test. If she likes you, she's gonna jump up and try to slap your hand. It's a good way, again, to use playful banter to create attraction. And it also shows you're not a whack job, right? If you're a serial killer, you ain't gonna be running around saying, let's thumb wrestle and let's high five. No, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna put her at ease much faster, okay? It's gonna break any type of awkward tensions. It's gonna show that you're a socially calibrated human being and not a robot. Okay, guys? I said Robert. Massage her back, okay? Now, this is a little bit later on in the date. This is assuming that you guys have built a little bit more of attraction. You guys have already been touching each other through the night, whatever it may be. If you guys are at a bar, or if you guys are walking, what you can do is you can hold her like this on her upper back, rub it a little bit. Don't be weird about it. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that, guys. You know what I'm saying? You can see JoJo's what's going on? You know what I mean? Don't do that, guys. But you know, nice, subtle. Let her know like, hey, I'm here. You know, obviously you're the masculine energy interaction, and it's more of like soothing, like, hey, don't worry, I got this type thing, okay? Just don't be weird about it, guys. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be a whack job. I do this all the time. I probably shouldn't be putting this on YouTube because now everyone is gonna copy me and I will never be able to do this on a date again after this video comes out. But I love you guys so much and I will give this to you. So, one thing I like to do, obviously you guys know I work out. I like to do my lunges and hip thrusts and squats. So what I'll do is, a lot of the time I'll say, hey, who has a bigger booty? And I'll literally like compare them, right? So we'll just, you know? And even if she does have a bigger butt, I'm gonna lie and I'm gonna like poke mine out a little bit more, right? And then I'm like, oh, really? And then that, again, this is later on in the date. Don't do this in the beginning, like when you first meet up, like, hey, I'm Tom. Who has a bigger butt? Oh, okay, yeah, come here, yeah. Like, don't do that, guys. It's gonna be weird and strange or make her feel uncomfortable. But what you do is you say, hey, who has a bigger booty? And then when you're comparing, right? You'd be like, hey, touch mine, right? And she'll touch it, right? Like she'll do the little thing. And then that basically, if she touches me, then oh, okay, I'm gonna reciprocate. And you could go like 1 or 2 fingers. Don't be weird about it. Don't be like, oh! Like, don't do that, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gotta be nice and tactful, right? Again, it's all under the premise of fun, playful, banter to alleviate tension. You understand, guys? So like when you do it in that manner, it's acceptable. Just don't be a creep or a pervert about it, guys. All right? If the girl likes you, you don't want her to lose attraction to you because you can't contain yourself, okay? Don't go in there like, booty, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Footsies, okay? Now, don't do this if your date has like some really nice shoes with open toe and you know you guys are at the table. But what you can do is you can like playfully tap her feet when you guys are sitting down or whatever it may be. You know, don't stomp on her, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. But just playful like tap, and then like if she says, hey, sorry, like you tap her the first time and then she'll be like, oh, you'll be like, oh, my bad, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And then you can do it again and then do it again and like kind of play around with it and like just tease her. And you know, obviously don't do it like, oh, no, yeah. Don't just keep doing it. Don't be annoying about it, right? Don't be this guy, ooh, you know, like just pressing on her and stuff like that. But if you do it in a funny, playful way, got a smirk on your face, you don't want to be goofy about it, guys, but you want to let her know that, you know, you have a playful side, you're a cool, down-to-earth, normal person, and that's going to alleviate a lot of tension, guys. You know, playful banter is a huge way to build attraction and kill any type of awkward tension that might be going on in a date. Because you guys better believe, like, she has high anxiety, you know, because you guys got to remember, a lot of girls have been on a lot of bad dates. I mean, Jojo, how many bad dates have you been on?
A few.
And what would you say is like one of the biggest contributors to like dates being so bad? Like
Someone just being very awkward, not really taking initiative, not really speaking.
Yeah, guys, I mean, when she goes on a date with you, she's basically telling you, hey, please don't be weird, please be fun, and these are all ways that you can do it in a natural manner to cut that tension and let her actually have fun when she's with you, okay? Number 12, you're gonna pre-screen for the kiss. So what you could do is, you know, as you're moving on later on in the evening, whatever it may be, make a play. And what I mean by that is, I'm not saying like, don't do that. But what I am saying is that you can make a play where you'll like, you know, you'll touch her face like this, right? Or something like that. Or you'll touch her hair, hey, you have something in your hair, and you'll come in like this, right? And if she lets you do it, right, it's a pretty good sign that she probably finds you somewhat attractive. And what you'll do is, you'll kind of like, so I'll be looking at her, like, oh wow, like I really like your earring. And you'll be like this, and you'll look, oh wow, Chanel, nice, right? And then you'll look her in the eye, and then like, you know, based on how she looks at you, if she's touching her hair, if she's laughing, she's smiling, whatever it may be, you can either go for the kiss or kind of do the pullback, like do the tease, like, oh okay, oh wow, you're so beautiful. And then you'll just kind of like go back to doing what you're doing, and she's like, wait, what the? It's gonna kind of throw her off, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying sit here and like manipulate chicks and make them feel like crap. But what I am saying, you want to have a little bit of suspense, okay guys? There's a reason why women love reading romance novels, and the reason why is because there's a lot of suspense, there's a lot of excitement. Women are very cognitively stimulated, so you gotta kind of use that to your advantage. Men fall in love with their eyes, women fall in love with their ears, okay? This is why dudes lie and women wear makeup, so it is what it is. But all jokes aside, you don't want to be weird about it, and you kind of want to leave something to the imagination, okay? Don't be crass. Number 13, going in for that lucky kiss. Give daddy some sugar. All right, I failed, guys. It was not my lucky day. She didn't want to kiss me, but you know, I guess I didn't escalate properly. But all jokes aside, guys, when you do kiss her, After you kiss her, again, you always want to cut tension. So as soon as you kiss her, smile, look at her and say, okay, I give you a 5 out of 10 on that. You're not bad. Maybe you'll do better on the next one, something like that. And what that does is infers that you guys are gonna kiss again, right? And then it also lets her know that she's gotta put a little bit more effort into the next kiss. Playing around with the situation, you're taking a moment that, there's a lot of guys make it awkward and you're making a joke out of it. And it's kind of like, hey, this isn't a big deal for me. It shouldn't be for you either. And that's gonna put her at ease because then she's gonna know that you're truly in the driver's seat, okay? And you know what you're doing. And every girl's fear, even though she'll never tell you on a date, is going out with a guy that doesn't know what the hell he's doing, you know? She doesn't want to have to sit there and be like, oh my God, I don't want to have to like make the plans and the decisions and all this other stuff. Like, please just do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. So Joe's gonna tell you guys about some experiences she's had on dates with guys that didn't know how to escalate properly and how she felt.
Yeah, okay, so I have 2 that I can remember. One of them was a date that I actually met with them, and the first time we met, he already initiated the kiss. That turned me off immediately because if he could do that with me, like imagine, you know, like how he must be with like other women. And 2 was that they didn't initiate like any touching at all, the entire date. So I wasn't sure if this person was attracted to me, like I couldn't tell. So that was like another weird experience.
When you don't touch her, guys, during the date, she's not gonna know where you stand. And she's gonna either feel like you're not attracted to her or that you're soft or scared. And regardless, she's gonna lose attraction. She's not gonna wanna deal with you. You gotta touch her early on and build your way up. But at the same time, you don't wanna just come in and be like, hey Jojo, how are you? You know what I'm saying? That's like weird, dude. So you gotta you have to build up upon it. And you start with the foundation, just build your way up nice and slow. And remember guys, it's an escalation ladder. Every move that you take needs to be built upon from the step prior, and every step that you take should pretty much be expected. So by the time you go for the kiss, you should have already built the anticipation, made it warm so that it's a foregone conclusion when you go for it and you're not gonna deal with a lot of resistance. So a lot of the time when resistance comes, it comes from a lack of social calibration and reading the situation. Another way to build attraction, guys, quickly is getting on a dance floor. If you jump on a dance floor with a girl and you dance with her, that's gonna basically it's kind of like it's a shortcut. Saves it's like 2 hours worth of kino escalation just by dancing together. Because if you're dancing on a dance floor, they're doing some grinding, whatever, to some reggaeton or whatever, you know, touch her now, it's not gonna be as weird, right? She's gonna be a little bit more open and receptive to it, okay? So if you can get on the dance floor and dance, go for it, you know? It'll help you pretty much curb your escalation time. So with that said, guys, get my